Okay. Yeah, it's successful now. So how do I know if the stuff is recording already?
Once have you gone live?
It has gone live. It's already counting timer. So I want to assume that it's recording already.
It's recording. Yeah, it's recording. Let me click the link and see.
Yeah, I've sent it to you now. Check.
Yeah, you're live. I think it's working. I can see that like 15 people are there already.
You can hear me now? You can hear me clearly now? On the...
I want to click that link. People should stop right. See, I'm going to type that on my screen. Yeah, I can see and hear you.
Like, you can hear what I'm saying now, Abby?
No, I cannot do.
You cannot hear me?
Yeah, I can. There's like a few seconds before I can hear you.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. If there's anything, I will update you. So once it's done, I'll just press end stream, Abby.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you. Hello, guys. Can everybody hear me? Hello, can everybody hear me? Because I can't hear myself. Can everybody hear me? Hello, guys. Can everybody hear me? How come I'm the only one that is not hearing myself? Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? All right. So we're just going to start now. Thank you very much. Can everyone hear me? All right. So we're just going to start now. Thank you very much. Can everyone hear me? All right. So So we are just taking a moment to wait for the person that is supposed to anchor the training. I want to put a call through to her. All right. So All right. So before we start, briefly, I want to just read out some things to us. I believe everyone can hear me. So I want to read out some platforms and the payment option that works with them. I'm going to start with Good Novel. Okay, so for Good Novel, so the way I'm saying this one for actually for newbies, people that are just like joining, the reason why there are different payment options for different sites or different sites is because it's just like you are doing GT to GT transfer, you are doing GT to PalmPay transfer. If you are doing GT to GT transfer, the charges will be very, very minimal. But if you are doing GT to PalmPay, the charges can be crazy. Exactly. That's how all of these platforms work. So if you go to Good Novel, you are going to see PayPal. You will see PayPal, you will see bank. Bank is always either your DOM account or GPay. You see PayPal, you see bank, then you see Pioneer. If you use bank, the charges will be crazy. So if Good Novel pays you like $200, the money that will get to your Pioneer might be maybe $160. So $40 has gone has gone for charges. That's why every platform has like the best payment option, right? So that's one of the things I actually wanted to list in the today's meeting. Okay, so for Good Novel, we have Pioneer. Pioneer is the best payment option. For letter locks, you can either use GPay or you use Clever or you use Gomon. I really don't know how that Gomon and Clever works because I don't use them personally, but yeah, you can use them. Then for Starry is Pioneer. For iStory, either Pioneer or DOM, anyone works for them. For iReader, DOM or GPay. For my keys also, DOM or GPay. For mobile reader, Pioneer is the best. For Pocket FM, you can either use GPay or you use bank. Bank, I mean your DOM account. Now, for some persons have complained that they can't open alert by Wema. So there is another option. I'm going to call out. There is a lady that helps us in a friend of mine that helps us in opening domiciliary account. She works at First Bank. So instead of you, so the issue with Mr. Bernard is that for Mr. Bernard, he will charge you 7K. Mr. Bernard in the course is going to charge you 7K. Then after he is done with the account, you need to fund it with $5 within 48 hours. $5 is like 8K. 8K plus initial 7K, that's 15K. So that money is quite much. So this girl, this particular person now, she will help out, she will help you to open it for free. So she can help you open a DOM account for free. I don't know if I should drop a number here. Somebody's asking what's the YouTube name. Just follow the link. So I want to drop a contact on the group. So you just tell her that you are from Zion, that you need to open a domicile account. She will put you through how to go about it. Um, all right. So the next thing is that now I believe that everybody has gone through the training guide. I mean, everybody here, at least you should have gone through the training guide. Now, the training guide specifically focuses on four streams of income: article writing, essay writing for like the likes of Livingstone, article writing for Post Now and Opera Mini. Then the rest are story writing. Then there is Upwork, right? So for Upwork, you need a portfolio to. Somebody's asking, can you use the bank account for all platforms? I already answered that question. Every site have like the best payment option. For Pioneer, if you are using DOM, it's like you are doing GT to PalmPay transfer. The charges will be crazy. So every site have like the best payment option, and I already like mentioned the best payment option for all sites. Yeah. So what was I saying? Sorry, I'm coming, please. Yes. So for Upwork, you need a portfolio. You usually need a portfolio to start landing jobs. Portfolio in the sense that people that want to contact you or give you jobs, they want to see what you've done so far or what you've done before, so how best you can deliver for them. So I used to advise my students to focus on story writing and article writing. Use it to build their portfolio. Then they can use it to like write up their portfolio and set themselves up to land gigs on Upwork. So if you are starting as a newbie, I don't recommend Upwork. Upwork is not your business. You can start with for the article writing and the Livingstone. At the moment, Livingstone Research they've stopped recruiting at the moment. So there's going to be an update of the old GIG course very soon. We are definitely this month. You are going to get an update of the GIG course. Then the article writing also, there's going to be an update. Some persons are already writing articles on Opera Mini, but they still have issues with this mini pay, their payment option. There's that issue also. I know about it. So there's going to be an update as regards that very soon. But the main thing everybody should focus on is story writing, right? Story writing. Somebody saying it's not open for her. I believe it's open for the majority of persons. I don't know. So for the story writing, basically, now there's a question. There's something that most people used to do mistake with, or they used to ask me. Take for example now, 5 keywords and outline. You can use it to apply on Good Novel. You can use it to apply on My Fiction. You can use it to apply on Starry. You can use it to apply on. You can use it to apply on Letterlocks. If you have 5 keywords and outline, don't just apply on one site. Cover all your options. Yes, cover all your options. If you have 5 keywords and outline, don't just apply on one site. Cover your options. So apply. You can apply on Good Novel, Letterlocks, My Fiction, Starry. You can add 3,000 words to it and apply on iReader. Yeah, always cover all your options. And I'm going to explain why very soon. I'm going to explain why. I'm seeing some questions. I'll just attend to the questions later. I'm going to explain why I feel why you should always cover your options. So today somebody came to my DM and what is the oh my god, somebody's just joined. So the contact on the group is for the person that can help us open domiciliary account. That's the essence of the contact. Is there any alternate payments platform to use instead of GPay? For most sites that accept GPay, domiciliary account will work. Yeah. Drop the list of foreign companies and their best payment option in the group. Yeah, I will send that screenshot. I'll send the screenshot to the group later. Because after writing 5 keywords, are we going to start from chapter 1 when we get the contract, or from when? So yeah, that's a very good question. When you're done with your first 5 chapters and you've applied for contracts, if the contract is given to you, you continue from that chapter, you continue from that story, not new story. You continue from that story. Yeah, you continue from that, maybe chapter 5 or chapter 4 where you stop. Now, somebody came to me today and the person told me that she applied for contract on Letterlocks since that was 3rd of December, and she didn't get a response. She has not gotten a response since then. Yeah. Please, you guys should just keep your questions. Let us just go through the class then. Just take a pen and just highlight put your questions away. So once we are done with the class, we'll just answer those questions. So she came to me and she said that she applied for contract on Letterlocks, and since 3rd of December, she has not gotten any response. So usually Letterlocks will tell you that 15 working days. I used to tell people that the working days count it from Monday to Thursday. Count your working days from Monday to Thursday. Friday, usually our own Friday here, they're already on weekend. Yeah, because of our time zone. They're already on weekend. Exactly. So our Fridays here. So if you're counting your working days, just count Monday to Thursdays. Letterlocks will tell you 15 working days. Good Novel will tell you 30 working days. But sometimes your work might fall on the table of an editor. Editors, okay. Editor, co-editor, come. Editors are humans like you also. I might be going through a challenge, or I may be going through a difficulty, or I'm taking care of my child or my kid, or I'm experiencing something, and you're submitting one story on my table. The tendency that I might not attend to you. The tendency I might not attend to you on time, right? So that's what usually happens. That's why you can apply for contract sometime and it take over a month, you not get any response. But once it's over a month, If it's on Letter Locks, you can email their support. You can contact their support. Other platforms, you can look for their official email address and contact them. As you get, once it's more than a month, just contact them that you are waiting a response. Now, but here's the issue. Now, imagine the person got the training guide since November. She used 1 month to study the training. Then December 3rd, she applied for a contract. As at today, she has not gotten any response for the contract. Eventually, let's say she gets a response and they are offering non-exclusive, or they are asking her that she should add more plot twists, that she should edit the work and then reapply again, that they want something more interesting or something more dramatic, all of those things they used to say. The person will then claim that, oh, I've been on these things for 3 months. I've been on this. I started since November, beginning of November, and I've not seen any results. Now, usually that is what most people will tell you. They will say, I've been on this thing for a while, I've not seen any results. Now, if you critically look at this thing, the person has not done anything at all. You used 1 month to study the course. You applied for just one contract. Usually, what people do is that with their 5,000 words and outline, they will only apply on one site, just one site. Yeah, they will only apply on one site, and then that's it. And they're just gonna fold their hands. So now that it is taking over 2 months, I mean, who are you going to like fault? That's why it's always very important that you cover your options. You apply on as many sites as possible because you don't know the one that's going to respond to you early. You don't know the one that's going to respond to you first. So yeah, cover all your options. Then once you are done with that, apply for another. Start working on another story. That's just it. Work on another story because the first applications you've done, the first 4 applications, you don't know when the response will come. Like I've established here, these companies are foreign companies. These editors too are humans. You don't know their mood. You don't know what they are going through. You don't know how fast they are going to respond to your. Oh, sorry. You don't know how fast they are going to respond to your message. So in situations whereby you just apply for contract and then you go and fold your hands, it might take a while, and then your own days are counting. You'll just be seeing stuff from my status and you'll be like, others are bagging contract, I'm not getting any contract. That's not really the situation. So if you are going to sign a contract, especially if your target is exclusive contract, the secret is if you have your 5 keywords and outline, apply on 4 sites. You can add 3,000 words to it, apply on reader. That's 5 applications. Start working on another story immediately. Apply on 5 platforms. There is no way you have like 10 applications at a time and all of those 10 applications are coming back with rejection. There is no way, honestly. There is no way. It's something that I've tried over and over again. There is no way. And it's basically just 2 stories. If you want to top it all, have 3 stories. 3 5 keywords and outline, right? 3 different 5 keywords, different stories. Well, number 1 story is ex-wife regrets. Number 2 story is the Luna's revenge. Number 3 story is one night with my mafia boss. That's it. Those are 3 different stories, right? Apply on about 5 platforms. There is no way all of them are coming back with rejection. One will surely come back with contracts. But if you just have 2 applications and you go and fold your hands, it might take a while before you get response. It might even take more than a month. Eventually, when you get a month, after a month, when you get response, you now be like, I've been doing this thing for more than 2 months. I've not been seeing any results. That's not it. It's because they are foreign companies. It's because you don't know which one will reply to you first. So that's why you always want to cover all your options. You can apply for exclusive contract on all sites. Yes, you can apply for exclusive on all sites. The only issue is that once anyone approves your contract and you're ready to sign with them, once anyone, say maybe Good Novel, approves your contract and you're ready to sign with Good Novel, you need to delete the application on every other site because an exclusive contract can only be contracted. Doesn't mean you cannot use it to apply. It can only be contracted on one site. Yeah, it can only be contracted on one site. So an exclusive contract can only be contracted on just one site. Please let's take note of that. Then if it's not exclusive, you can keep it. You can have it on as many sites as possible. I'm coming. I want to reach out to. I'm trying to reach out to the lady that is supposed to anchor this thing again. Somebody said I tried to apply on Good Novel. They were asking for international passports. They don't ask for international passport. Just put your NIN slip. Your NIN slip is going to work. Yeah, your NIN slip is enough. I don't know. There is none of this platform that is best for poets. Though. Someone asked that question. None of this platform that is best for poets. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, so let's continue while we wait for the lady. Yes, I want to actually drop something on the group now. You all can check. People used to ask, what do I mean? What does your editor want? So this one I'm dropping on the group is specifically for letter locks. It's specifically for letter locks. I'm dropping it on the group because of yes. So now the issue is that now let me explain. Some persons will tell you that. So before that, let me explain the difference between editor, co-editor, and acquisition editor. Most people used to mix it up. Now, co-editors are just GIG students, the ones that you might know or see around. They are just students that have contracts with these sites, right? They have multiple contracts, they've signed several contracts with these sites, and then they have vast experience. They have vast experience with these sites. They have, so they can tell you that okay, this troop is going to work for this platform, this troop is not going to work. Work on your outline, work on your first 5 keywords. I mean, they can tell you that. So they are just people that just have idea. Most of them used to have links, like Fumi, for example. Fumi has like Letterboxd link. She has Good Novel link. So if you register, if you register with with Fumi's link, that means Fumi's editor is going to be your editor because Fumi is working with one particular editor. So she's like, they are more like acquisition editor. So most times co-editors are always seen as acquisition editor. They are just acquiring writers for the editor. So they belong to one editor. So if you register with their link, you are automatically under the editor. That's it. Now the editor itself, people don't mix it up. Sometimes some people will ask me that I'm not an editor. I'm not an editor. The best I can do for you is to just be a co-editor for you. Editors are like the main people, the likes of Lena, the likes of Benita. Some of you know them. So the likes of Evelyn, the likes of Nora. I mean, a lot of them like that. They are editors. They are the ones working with the site itself. They are the ones that will review your work. Do you get? So co-editors are just GIG students that will just give you their link, just give you an idea of what you should write or what you can work on, right? So different editors. Now that we know the meaning of editors, different editors have like different troops of story that work with them. But nevertheless, if you see what I sent to the group now, coming, you are going to see something like for Lena, you see that people are saying that okay, Betrayal works for Lena. For Benita also, Betrayal works for Benita. You will see Revenge also working for Lena. Revenge also works for Benita. They are different editors. So most of the editors, they accept the same thing. The point is that if your story is good, regardless of whichever editor, they will contract your story. But if your story is good, but sometimes your story might not be good, but because the editor is looking for stories on second chance or age gap, is looking for tropes like that. By now, I believe everybody should know the difference between genre and trope. The genres we have for story writing is millionaire romance, werewolf romance, and mafia. Those are genres. Now, tropes under millionaire romance, you can have second chance. Those are tropes. One night stand, contracted marriage, betrayal, revenge, age gap, enemies to lovers, weak to strong. Those are tropes generally. So you can write a story and maybe at the moment Evelyn is looking for stories on under second chance or forbidden romance. Your story is not really that good, but because she's looking for that trope, she's going to sign your work exclusively. That's how it works for some of these editors. If your story is good, whichever editor you belong to, they will contract your work. If your story is good, they will contract your work. But sometimes if your story is not good, but the editor is looking for your trope, the editor can also contract your work. Yeah, so that's how most of these editors work. So you can just check through them. Those are like the troops. How can you say so? Those are like the troops that you can work with. Yeah, you can work with for these editors. So generally, I also think that one of the things that can help people like scale up their wins and help them start getting fast results is you reading books on this site. Yes, you reading books on this site. if you see somebody post a contract, say, okay, I got a contract from, just check the title of their book and go and read their book. Go and read their first 5 chapters. Yeah, if you need suggestions of recently contracted stories, I can send you some stories, some title that you should just go and read. Just read for yourself. Now, when you're reading, most of the ones I will send are always on Letterlogs, because I belong to one Letterlogs direct group, and I used to like take time to just check through messages there. So people bagged a lot of contracts there. Yeah. So I used to see the kind of stories they want and the kinds of stuffs they want on that site, so I can give you suggestions of recently contracted stories. Now, if you see a story, if you click on the link, or you just I believe everybody should know Letterlogs, where you can read Letterlog stories. If you just go to www.letterlogs.tech, their main website, if you scroll down, you will see their support apps, the likes of Early Reader, Novo Assist, what's the name? Novulia, like that. If you just scroll down their sites, yes, you will see several of their stories that you can read. So if you pick a story, generally, you open Early Reader and you browse the story. You can read the story. What you want to focus on, and this very guy should pay attention, is its first 5. You see the title of the story, you see a short description. That short description is the same thing as synopsis. It's also the same thing as blog of the story. Yeah, it's the same thing as synopsis. It's also the same thing as blog of the story. So what you want to focus on is, the description, the synopsis gives you like an idea of what the story is all about. When you are reading the story, focus on the first 5,000 words. It's always very important. Focus on the first 5,000 words. Now, what you want to pay attention to is that what the person used to apply for the contract on Letterlogs is just the outline. I believe everybody should know what an outline is, and the first 5 keywords. Immediately the site offers the person exclusive contract. Usually, it basically means they are owing you. If it's Letterlogs, they are owing you like at least 1.7. That's like the minimum pay. You will collect that money, sure. You will have to be very, very intentional not to collect that money. Honestly, you have to be very, very intentional not to collect that money. But intentional means maybe you use AI, or you are duplicating chapter. What you uploaded for chapter 20 is what you are uploading for chapter 25. If they catch you, they will terminate your contract. So, or maybe you are using AI, you're just using AI blatantly to just write for them. If they should catch you, they will terminate your contract. But usually that's the basic thing. So that means that it is the 5 keywords and the outline that the site saw, and they decide to go into a depth with a stranger. So the question I want to ask yourself is that, what did this editor really see in this first 5,000 words that is making them go into depth with this stranger? What did they really see? Usually you will notice some things. The stories will always be very fast-paced. Nobody's beating around the bush or doing unnecessary flashback or saying 5 years ago, then you now start dragging. Usually you see that each chapter is talking about one subject matter. Maybe the first chapter is talking about the marriage, the betrayal, the rejection, and then the next chapter is talking about moving on. It's always talking about one thing or the other. So you notice that they're always very fast-paced. They're always interesting to read, honestly. If you see this chapter, you will see that the cliffhangers at the end of each chapter will propel you. Yeah. The cliffhanger at the end of each chapter will propel you to click to read the next chapter. Yes, that's how good these stories are. So if you see recently contracted, well, I'm going to take my time and just suggest some stories that are recently contracted on Letterlog. So I'll just paste it on the group so everybody can go and read it. You see that they are always very fast-paced. They are dramatic. It's always blast boost. Usually your first introductory chapter should be either conflict or argument. It's always very important. Your introductory chapter should be either about the conflict or argument, something that will open the eyes of people. Sometimes I'm reviewing some person stories here, and I might be very tired and I'm about to go to bed. I mean, it's late in the night. But because of how interesting the story is, that is how your stories are expected to be. That's how your story. So your first 5,000 words, you realize that the cliffhanger at the end of each chapter will propel you to want to read the next chapter, to want to see the next drama. In your first 5,000 words, you have to review your ML, you have to review your FL. It's always very important. Usually, it is very, very important that they also meet. Your ML and your FL, let them meet within your first 5 chapters. Don't let it be that somebody will read through your first 5 chapters and they will not meet your FL. They will not know who the ML is. Let them meet. So it will be fast paced. It will be dramatic. It will be more like Glasgow's. Yes. One thing people should know is that your first 5,000 words is the selling point of your story. That is what will help your editor to determine if you are going to get a contract. That is also what people that read your book will see and then slot in their card. Now, usually, people used to pay like $8 to complete a story. Yeah, $8 to complete a story on this site. $8 is like 14K. Yes. So the question you really need to always ask yourself is that this is my 5,000 words. So at the end of this chapter 5, will somebody slot in their card and pay 14K to complete the story? You need to ask yourself that question. So this is the first 5,000 words they are seeing. That's why it's always very important that it is dramatic, it is Glasgow's. Now, it doesn't mean that I've seen people that their first 5,000 words, the things that are in the outline are not what is in the first 5,000 words. You can always add new plot twists, some plot twists that are not in your outline into your first 5,000 words. So the essence is that your first 5,000 words, you want it to be dramatic. You want to go straight to the point and you want it to be dramatic. Then once you get the contract, maybe when you get to chapter 15, you can now slow down the title. You can now start dragging the story. You can slow it down. But your first 5,000 words, or if it is iReader 8,000 words, if it is Mega Novel 10,000 words, it needs to be dramatic. You have and the best way to know these things is go to this site, go and read stories on their platform. Pay attention to the first 5,000 words. If you go to Good Novel, for example, you can be watching all those 30 seconds ad to unlock further pages of the story. Yeah, you can watch all those 30 seconds ad to unlock further pages of the story. So if you go to Good Novel, for example, you can read a story to like chapter 40. So if you are writing for the first time, I mean, if you are coming new into all of this, apart from all of those free writing that is something advice, you putting your thoughts into words every day. You don't necessarily need to do 30 days. You can do 10 days. Once you feel your hands are strong, go to this site and start reading stories. Then use it to develop your own story. If you want to focus on billionaire romance and you want to focus on second chance, rejected babies, forbidden romance, read stories. Read about 3 stories on Good Novel based on that show. Read stories. I'm telling you, if you are the kind of person that actually read what is contracted on this site, honestly, you can easily back contracts. I repeat, you can easily back contracts. Because one thing I've come to realize when I review most people's stories that I'm reviewing the first 5,000 and I'm asking somebody, do you read stories on this platform at all? Because if you read stories on this platform, I know that you should know that there is so many things that is lacking behind in this your work. But if you just take your time, because at the end of the day, it's always going to be worth it. Say you buy a contract on Good Novel, 1.7 M, it's going to be worth it. No matter how crazy this country turns, 1.7 M will always be big money. As at 2023 around June, a contract is just $1,000. It's just basically 600K. That's what they will pay you. But now with the exchange rates, the money is big. So, I mean, take your time, read these stories, read what is working, see for yourself. These are the things that are working. These are the things that people are using to back contracts. Let me read this. Let me see what they are doing differently. Ask yourself. Put yourself in the position of the editor. Okay, I am Lena. I'm the editor for Letter Logs. What did I really see in this first 5,000 that will make me go into a depth of 1.7 M or 2 M? Because once they offer you that contract, they are basically owing you that amount of money. What did you really see? Cliffhanger, fast-paced, dramatic. So as you read stories on this platform, you familiarize yourself with what is working, and then you can also develop your story along what is working. Yeah, that's actually there is no well, when Phenomena comes, she's going to expose some things, but there is really no skyrocket or one big thing. It's just about reading what works on this platform. Even if you're outsourcing, I will still get to that squarely. But even if you're outsourcing, if you know what works on this platform, you can even develop a story idea in your head because you'll be reading stories. I've experienced 2 or 3 students do this thing. They came into the academy and then in their first 3 weeks or so, they bagged exclusive contracts. 2 specifically, they basically dubbed a K-drama movie. That was what they dubbed. When I was reading the story, I already knew. I asked the person straight, oh, it is this K-drama you're taking your inspiration from. So the person just like dubbed what she saw in the K-drama movie and just used it to like just do her own stuff. And that was it. Exclusive contract. She changed the characters, she changed the introduction, just changed the thing. Everybody's dubbing themselves. if you read a story of good novel, you can read about 2 stories, digest it, and write it in your own words. Just turn it around and write it in your own words. That's it. So read stories on this platform and work around it in that part. That's one of the ways to. That is one of the ways to secure contracts with these companies. Okay, I want to talk about multiple accounts, editors, and payments. So I'm coming. Sorry, I'm coming. So the person that is supposed to like facilitate the meeting, she said that it should be 8 p.m. before she said it's going to be 8 p.m. before she can come online. She's having flat battery. I don't know. I'm trying to chat with her if there is any other way, because I don't know how that's. What's the time now? This is 7 o'clock. Do we all think we can converge by in an hour time? Is it workable? Let me get her response, because she's the one that's supposed to like anchor the main things in this meeting. Do we all think we can converge by that time, by 8 p.m.? So we'll just end this session and then we'll just resume back by 8 p.m. All right, so we should. Okay, thank you. I think I've gotten enough response. So we're just going to end this session now. Then by 8 p.m., I will send. I'm so sorry for the delay. I'm so sorry for the delay. By 8 p.m., we'll send the link again and then we'll converge back. She's going to start the training because she's actually supposed to take a full course training today and brush people through a lot of things. All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much, guys. So by 8 p.m., we all will converge. I will send the link back to the group. So sorry for the delay. Thank you very much.